we do what's on this brochure, and that's our job, but it's not our passion. Our passion is to take care of our veterans in the clinic and outside of the clinic. So how we can accomplish that is by putting ourselves into the community and making sure that we partner with everybody and that the whole community does teamwork, not only with the donations. They actually come here, veterans come and donate their time.
I know, this is beautiful.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Community partners, including schools, have donated items for our backpacks. We can partner with the community to create backpacks for the homeless vets. And you'll see that back here in our little storeroom here. But things of this nature, the homeless folks will come and grab all of this as much as they can, so when they hit the streets, they have warm items. We get donations through that. But this is some of the things that when we create the backpacks, we come over here. And these are provided, so these things are put inside, and these are all donated by a local elementary school. They wanted a project for Veterans Day.
I love it.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal.
So the kids are learning as well.
Absolutely, yes. And then they're also learning, we're teaching them about the homeless and what can they eat as well. So I'm not going to give you a can of soup if you're homeless. I'm going to give you something that you can pull open and just be able to eat. Snack foods, whatever.
When we get to our vets, there are other things that they're facing. What is it, and maybe it's several things, that you see as maybe recurring reasons people remain homeless? Because there are oftentimes options to come into a warm space, especially, I mean, it's cold here. I'm from Florida, so I can see why sometimes someone says, you know what, it's 75 degrees outside, I'm not as compelled, and I prefer to be out and not tethered to a home. But up here, you're not having that, at least not in the winter time.
Right.
So there's a conscious decision in some cases to stay out. What do you see as some of those points?
Well, some of the things is, especially depends on when they have been deployed, when they've returned, what their nature of what they've done and what they've seen.
Yeah.
So there are those that have that structure and they're used to that. It's 7 o'clock, which I think is sleeping in for them, but
yeah,
you know,
it's
7 o'clock. It's time to get up. We're going to do this and we're going to do that, and this is how it is. And then when you're brought into the civilian world again, that structure is gone. And how do you survive with that? And then how do you get a job that will suffice you without triggering you? Those are the concerns. You know, when we set up our lobby, we want to make sure that our lobby is set up for PTSD. I know that, but if I'm working in a hospital, I don't know that. As a nurse, I'm just like, well, have a seat, you know? But no, I can't just have a seat. If I have PTSD, I want to know what's coming at me. So I know in my world now how to arrange those things, but in the general population and in the civilian world, those things are not there for them. And just everything pretty much was either given to us by a patient or made by the patients. So they are very proud of their work.
That's what they should be.
This is kind of here because one of my providers like, well, where do you live? You know, so they'll come out here and we live over here. Oh,
Sure.
Okay, well, we need to find a better place for you to go to get x-rays. And we don't want you going all the way here if you live way up here. So let's work this out for you. So it kind of is just a reminder of where everybody is from and where they actually live in their home.
How many patients do you have, Penny?
4,023. Yeah, you do. You earned your right to come here. So
That's
come
right.
on down. Yes.
And we can't emphasize that enough, because I was
Yes.
thrown off by the numbers as I was running through. I said, there's 20 million vets. How come we only have 6 million in the health program?
Right.
And it's what you just said. I did not realize that, though. I did not realize so many don't actually take advantage of it.
One of the biggest problems we have right now are getting regular vets that aren't in the VA when they get out or retire to sign up to VA, so they're in the VA system.
Or they don't really understand how the whole process works. So more education on that. Well, just because you went and you had your health check and you didn't sign up for the clinic. You just did your health part. So now you have to come sign up for your clinic. So, getting that out there and letting people know that they actually have to, a couple more steps before they slide into the clinic. So just educating folks so we actually go by PAC teams here, by the way. So a PAC team is a holistic kind of a collaborative
Yeah.
way of working. So the PAC team has the provider, the RN, the LPN, and an administrative assistant. Along with that, they get the utilization of a pharmacist, a dietitian, a primary care social worker, and mental health. So they're all integrated together to complete one whole team.
Selfishly, last month we focused on healthcare, and that's one of my major, I had 3 major recommendations. One of them was we've got to work as teams for healthcare, and I frequently come back to the way military does things, so I'm so glad to hear you illustrating what's working and the additional changes that you guys are making, but we're not seeing this across the board in the country.
We're getting together and huddling together and talking about those patients coming in and what their care is and what their focus is and what their needs are when they come here, to make sure that you get those addressed is very important.
Extremely.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
So again, we have.
Now, how does that affect billing?
I don't think it affects it at all,
I wouldn't think
honestly.
so.
No.
Yeah. Because you can deal with it just as a holistic,
Yes.
bundled,
Yeah.
you're treating the patient,
Absolutely.
however the patient needs at whatever time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So these were done by one of our veterans, probably years ago. They have been printed, and you can probably go into someplace, especially like the Home Depot, not Home Depot, but the
Train Depot?
Train Depot. Yeah, you can go there, and these pictures are there. He painted those, but since then, things have changed. He is now a homeless veteran, and so we're trying to find ways to get these hung up for him. This is another one. This is actually downtown on the square.
Wow.
And you can see this is the actual original. You can see the lines drawn and everything from where these were the original prints from before they became prints.
Yes. There's a lot of confusion and assumption that someone who is homeless is somebody who isn't working or who isn't capable. Or
Absolutely not.
And that's not the case.
No, it is not.
This
the
is
case.
obviously an incredibly talented individual who has served his country, who is wanting and able to do so many things.
Yes.
But is hindered by, it's typically going to be PTSD in these scenarios, is it not? Yeah.
Probably.
Although, your point, and what I see, but I hadn't put as eloquently as you have, use to structure comes into a space with no structure, and eventually that starts to take a toll as well. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's not necessarily PTSD, that is
Correct.
acclimating to a much, and the world is just so much more chaotic than it used to be. It's becoming even more chaotic.
And social media doesn't help.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. It is. This is something we're heavily studying on the inside. Is the impact and expectation of what's coming next.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry to say that there are benefits to technology without a doubt, but the chaos and the toll it takes on a body is substantial. The mind just can't handle that much.
And the etiquette. But the patient experience between the provider and the nurses, that's where we're adding the CBT to home. Wonderful experience. So if I'm seeing you today as a provider, but I'm going to change your medicines and we need you to follow up on blood pressure, I can give you a home blood pressure cuff. You can record your blood pressures. I can call you up on the CBT and we can go face to face and talk about how are you doing with that medicine? How was your blood pressure? Go ahead and take a blood pressure for me now. And we can do that without the patient having to get up and drive 30, because this is a rural area. And we're talking 30, 40 miles maybe, that they're gonna drive for a blood pressure. It is a phenomenal experience. We're just getting ramped up. A lot of our personnel here have just done their first ones.
Yeah.
It was scary at first, and you kind of find those people. Hey, I'm going to try one on you today because I know you, and is this going to be comfortable for both of us? So once they get used to that, it's going to be very beneficial to the community.
How difficult are you all finding it from a security perspective? Are people nervous to talk through?
No,
virtual?
because everybody's got their cell phones these days.
Good.
So it's, you can go hide in a closet and have your phone and do your visit and you're fine. And some people can do it on a lunch break.
Oh, nice.
And not miss work.
We can do better, and a rural family would have just that many more complications.
Yes.
But telehealth would offer
Yes.
those
More
options.
connections. Yes. connections,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Good to
cool.
have connections.
Yeah. I think it's both what you know and who you know.
And how you can get there.
Yeah.
I mean, and providing that path for folks is the most
Yeah.
important thing.